So, as most of you will know, I have left India and I have come back to the USA. So, it's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and a lot has gone on. A lot has gone on. So, right now I'm sitting in a restaurant and having a salad and some iced tea. Remember to see all the ice? That's ice. That's like the southern iced tea. And so I was going to tell you a little bit about my journey home, some of the things that have happened since I've gotten back. I'm actually buying like warm clothes because it's a little bit chilly and rainy here. I bought some boots, which, as anybody knows me, knows I absolutely adore boots, but India is not the place for boots. So I'll show you my boots later in another video. So I'm just sitting here waiting for my salad, and I wanted to put up on my YouTube channel some adventures I had while I was coming back on the airplane. So basically, I went from Bangalore to Paris, and then had like a 2.5 hour layover, and then from Paris to Atlanta, and then friends picked me up in Atlanta. Definitely, there was hardly anyone on the plane. I had a whole row of seats. I could have had 5 rows of seats. I mean, it was this huge normal plane that's international, and there was maybe one person in every 5 or 6 rows. It was definitely not many people. You could sleep the whole way. There wasn't all this scrunched up like on a seat, and it was actually pretty comfortable, and actually you get enough sleep so where you actually feel pretty good when you come out. So the only hitch in the get along is in exchanging money. I couldn't exchange in India, I couldn't exchange in Paris, and I actually couldn't exchange in Atlanta. All the currency exchanges were closed. So that was a little bit of a hitch in the get along. And then my bank doesn't recognize Indian rupees, so we had to find a bank that had a friend that was part of, and they were able to exchange my Indian rupees. I have no idea why. Apparently there's a new law in India. Who knew? That you have, if you're there longer than 6 months, they won't exchange your rupees, even at the airport. Now that's in Bangalore. In all my years of traveling back and forth between the US and India, I've never had any trouble exchanging rupees, 50, 60, 70,000 rupees for the American dollar. So the other places just weren't open, but the one place in Bangalore airport simply just wasn't going to do it because I had been there longer than 6 months. So that's a tourist time. So even though I didn't have a tourist visa, it was definitely an issue for them. I don't know why. Anyway, so the plane ride was actually pretty good. Paris was only 2 hours, so of course I didn't see anything. And there was very few flights coming and going. So that was one good thing about it. Is the airport was definitely not crowded at any place, even Atlanta. I came in at 1 p.m, and it was just hardly anybody there, but then hardly anything's open either. So I have to say it was a good flight, and of course with the mask on, I didn't wear the face shield, I just wore the mask, and the food was bleh, it was alright, wasn't all that good. So anyway, that was my plane ride home, and then I had some exciting stuff when I got back home. So I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, and most of the things are open. There's definitely a lot less crowds in the stores or restaurants. They're still wearing masks, so when I come in, I'm wearing my mask, and then once you sit at the table, you can take it off. So I've been able to find everything I wanted. As most of you know, or some of you may know, I was coming back to stay with some friends, and they had a baby actually the next day. So that was pretty exciting, a water birth. I was hoping to be here a couple of weeks before that happened, but baby has other plans. I was able to buy a car, so I did a lot of researching with some friends and was able to buy a car that I really like, that's dependable to be traveling around, big enough to put my bowls in, which was a big concern for me. And did all that. And now I'm just trying to figure out what to do with my meditations, my yoga, fitness, which I'm still teaching my postpartum or non-pregnancy workout class 2 times a week. It's at 8:30 at night, Central Time, which means like 7 in the morning India time. That was the only time we could get some really good times for everybody to work. So this is a good time for women who have babies that aren't up yet, so they're able to get their day started with a good workout. So of course, if you're interested, let me know. And so, yeah, the biggest adjustment is, of course, finding what I want to do, visiting friends, visiting family, being aware of what the the social aspects are here, and just settling back into the USA. Missing India, of course, very much. Missing everybody in India. Missing the very crazy, hectic, up all night, 24 hours, 7 on call life. No. Anyway, so that's my trip back to the US. It is probably a good time to travel, but I don't know if they're still doing that. I don't know what the airlines are doing now, but yeah, it was a good time because there's hardly anybody on the plane. I really like that. Anyway, I'm back in the US, and I miss you, India.